Recording in progress. Wonder if okay. Oh, there we are. Yay. Oh my goodness. Admit. Yay, you guys. How wonderful. Hi, Cassie. Make sure you guys. Yes. Okay. I'm going to have you guys muted, but you guys are connected to audio. Yes.
Yes.
Oh, good. Yes, I can hear you. Perfect. As long as there's not a lot of ambient like background noise, you guys can be unmuted. Just sometimes kids and dogs, and I even feel like I should mute myself, but I'm talking. I am so glad this worked, you guys. I missed you last week. I missed you so much, but I understand you guys. You had a lot going on, Cassie, and my condolences go to you. And you've been doing amazing, keeping up with everything. I know sending in those pictures and doing measurements is very triggering sometimes, and I get that. I've been there. It's just like I don't want to just turn around and step on the scale and just don't tell me what it says type of thing. But how I like to start the meeting is, did you guys get this? And I went to share my screen because I wanted to show you guys this really cool document. And I did it before. I shared it before, and watch it not happen again. I'm not gonna be able to share it, but do you guys remember getting the self-talk journal that I think I sent to you guys? And I had, oh, and I'm doing it myself. When I journal in the morning, I pick 2 of these phrases and I complete the sentence. So I am proud of myself because, and then I would say something that I did really good that week or that day, or that year, whatever, how far back you got to go. I actually did something that where was it? A good quality I'm learning is, I actually did that 2 days in a row, and I'd feel like, wait a minute, that sounds really familiar. And it's something that clearly I'm working on, and it's to stop talking and listen mainly to my children and just let them speak, make sure they're done speaking before I do the mom thing. So that is obviously something I am journaling about a lot. But I would like you guys to share. Do you guys have that document easily available by chance? No, that's okay. Okay. I would love to be able to pull it up so y'all could just see it. I'll learn that skill after a while too, to share. So multiple persons, I'm on advanced sharing, one person can share it. Okay, yeah, I don't know. I'm just glad we're on the call. So how about you guys share with me something that you did well this week? Something that went good, something that you're proud of, that is moving in the right direction. What went well?
Protein in the morning.
Say that again.
More protein in the morning.
Okay.
Protein. So that's right. Something.
Yeah. That's good. That's good. More protein in the morning is important. Cassie?
And upping my water intake.
Good. Huge. Have you noticed a difference in just
Oh,
how
yeah.
you feel?
less
Hydration.
groggy.
Yeah, dehydration is just a snowball effect of problems that can happen when you get dehydrated, and with the heat that we've had. I got dehydrated when I was moving, and I was just so busy getting this done, that done, that done, that I didn't even stop. I didn't want to stop to pee, so I didn't stop to drink. And it just, I literally felt like I got dragged behind a truck the next day. Like your body just aches and feels awful and is painful. So yeah, no fun. Well, good. I'm really glad. And let me choose one more positive self-talk statement, and then I want you guys to complete it. Okay. I feel strong when.
You'd think that'd be an easy answer.
I know. It doesn't even have to be physically strong. It could be like, I'll start. This is something, I'll get personal. I feel strong when I don't emotionally react to a co-parent that I deal with.
Yeah.
Very
Feel
strong.
that.
Like, yes, I did not show emotion. I could yell at my dad and vent to him, but I did not. I felt very strong that I did not let that trigger happen. So that's mine, how I feel strong. What else can make you guys feel strong? I mean, the things that you guys even said that you did well, can make you feel strong, right? Drinking more water makes you feel strong.
Right. Sticking to it.
Protein definitely makes you feel strong. That's fuel for your body. So if we're talking physical, those are amazing things. Now, this week's kind of a big week, and the other gals were here last week, and they'll probably catch the replay. I'm sure they've got stuff going on and stuff, but we're 2 weeks in, and everybody has their meal plan, and this can be this can be a week that there might be a lot of resistance to it, because we're doing a big change to our daily routine and things that we're having to do to prep for that daily routine. Now, I was able to give you guys the link to the YouTube video, the more extensive food prep and ideas. That's the one that I originally did. And then it took a whole day for the iCloud to tell me it was ready. And then I just had to figure some things out and put it to YouTube. So I think the YouTube link let you see it. You didn't need a code, right?
No.
Things are working out. They're always working out. I can do this. I can do this. Technology is a very terrifying thing for me. So I am conquering a huge fear every day, all day with this stuff. So I'm so excited to get your guys' feedback. So what was the thing that you got excited about with a meal plan? If there was any, and one thing that you had fear of? Cassie, you go first.
Oh man.
Oh man.
I have had zero idea of where to even begin. So it was exciting to have something to go off of.
Yeah.
But I haven't tried it yet. I'm going shopping tonight to be getting stuff for it, and I'm nervous.
What are you nervous about?
Where to even begin, how to season things, how to make, I don't know. I'm scared of that. I'm going to end up making everything bland.
Well, that's actually a very easy fear to remedy, because I think in the video, and if I didn't, there are some really great basic seasonings that you can try. Flavor Gods is a great brand that you can get, and they have everything. They have like chocolate cake donut seasoning and just like the weirdest buffalo wing seasoning. And these are all low to calorie free seasonings. So maybe try to shift your mindset on that and just say, this is going to be really fun to try different things. I mean, there have been plenty of things I've been like, no, not good. And sometimes I'll just take a little bit of the chicken or a little bit of whatever I'm seasoning and try it, so I don't ruin a whole batch of it. You know what I mean? So you might
yeah.
split it in half or in thirds and try it. And then just, be like, okay, this one's going to be the Italian kind. This is going to be the Mexican kind with taco seasoning is your friend. I buy it in a big container, not the little packets. I mean, I used to have like 20 of those and I'd get a whole handful at the grocery store when I thought of it. And then I saw that it has one big bulk thing. I was like, why am I not getting that? So think of it as a very fun experiment, and you're going to find really creative ways. And I will give more tips and more ideas to in the video, I talk about how you can do your chicken. Chicken's one of those things I think you can get sick of really fast. And there's a lot of different ways that you can change it up. So that should be really fun. If you need any help with that, just reach out to me. And because I've done every meal on every one of your guys' meal plans myself. Like I have had a bazillion different meals and macros and things like that. So for different goals, because I've had different goals at different times. And that's why you guys all have these different meal plans, which is really cool to me because I love to get your feedback and then we can change things out. So one thing, what about you, Jennifer? What was your thing you got excited about and then thing you kind of freaked out about?
So you made it look so easy. So thank you for that.
Right.
What I'm scared about, what I'm nervous about. So my job has never been like hours, regardless, are usually insane. And it's always trying to get the right meal, a good meal at the right time and not, oh, I've got 5 minutes, so let me go just grab something. Or even on the weekends, do I have time to do this? And so I have brought up the food planning before with my husband, and it's, well, I don't know what I want for dinner 3 days from now. So no, I won't food plan with you. I won't food prep with you. It's like we could plan for the week, right? And then whatever you feel like, it's in the fridge, you grab it for dinner. So we're planning for a week's worth of meals and you can still choose somewhat. He is very negative when it comes to that. Mm-hmm. I don't want to have to prepare 3 different meals for my family every night for dinner. That's insane. We've never done that. And I don't want to get started with that. And I have a feeling that may be where this is going. So I'm going to be making a meal for myself. And then my husband can eat the frozen taquitos because that's easy for him when he comes home from work at 3:30 in the afternoon and has 4 hours to plan a dinner. That's what we're going to have. Right. And so I think that's, but I think I'm just going to have to do it because I have to focus on myself and do what I need to do. And that's been my aggravation, right? It's going to take more time. I'm not going to have the support. And I'm going to be making 3 meals for dinner.
Are you the one that makes the food for the family?
No. So usually it's my husband Monday through Thursday. We usually eat out on Friday night. Or get whatever food to go Friday night, right? And then over the course of the weekend, if we're eating at home, that's my job. But he would prefer to eat fast food Friday, Saturday.
Sure. I mean, who wouldn't? That's like, yeah, I get that. That is
right.
There's a cost to everything. And so your cost to reaching your goals and losing the weight and feeling better and being able to stay active with your child is you're going to have to make some hard decisions and do it on your own. Maybe I did it. I had to do it on my own. I did not have support. I did not have help. I had 5 kids that I was cooking for and a spouse. And I was prepping all my meals. But what you're going to find is you grab that 2 hours, okay? 2 hours on a Sunday, okay? Have your husband take your little boy to the park or whatever, get the groceries and get it all done, get your packed, and then yours are done. You don't have to prepare your meal for that night. And your husband could prepare his meal and you can do whatever your little boy probably doesn't do. It's not too crazy, right? Like, hot dog, mac and cheese. He could eat some of your chicken. Like,
Right?
honestly, I gotta just say, I'm not real worried a whole lot for you because I don't think it's gonna be that bad. I think in your mind, you're like, "Ah," you know, but like, you're gonna
Uh-huh.
be like, why didn't I do this sooner? This is awesome.
Right. So I will feel good about that. And that's what I want. It's just, the negative, I'm afraid. Right. So that's.
Don't be afraid. You can do this, and you're going to be kicking yourself for not doing it sooner because there's no figuring out what you're having for dinner. I figured that out for you. You're having this for dinner. And when you make food, you make enough for days. You don't just make, no wonder you're exhausted. I mean, to cook every meal to order, I still don't do that. And I don't have near the people in my household. I still prep my food. I still have meals and I love it because it's just like, I can focus on other things. Like you're going to be able to take a meal with you wherever you want. If you want to go somewhere, look, I don't have to worry about food. I can take it. And there are gas stations all over this country. You can go nuke it. There's even little utensils at the gas stations. You're going to find a newfound freedom with this. So I just highly encourage you, try to have no judgment. And then you decide, you have to manage your time and you have to say, this is when, and maybe forewarn your husband, this is when I am food prepping for me. This is how I need your support, which all he needs to do is get out of your way. Just get out of my way. He doesn't need to do anything else. He doesn't need to food prep with you. He doesn't need to like it. Doesn't even need to like it. Just go over there for a minute or 120 minutes. Give me 2 hours. Get your food prep containers. And like I said in the video, get these. I have two items. I have one little kit where I can just do vegetables really fast and it slices and it shreds. It's got other utensils on there, but I don't use them. It's like a shredder for cheese or whatever, but it's like a little mini slicer and a little thing that shreds my zucchini. That's how I like my zucchini to be. So finding fun, very cheap, not expensive at all, things to prep with will make prep easier and fun. Like it really can be fun. And then there is one other tool. It's ancient. I think I got it either from one of my ex-husband's mothers or somebody. I don't know where it came from, but it is like this really cool thing. It's like a chopper and I cut up the little things and I put it in the screen and I slam it down and it chops it all. And it has a big compartment where it keeps it all. And it's just fun if you're mad and just chop away and just really get a lot of your emotions out while you're food prepping. I put on music. I usually will have maybe a snack, like a meal plan approved snack that I can snack on while I'm doing it and make it fun. Cause then you're going to get quicker at it and better at it. And I don't take near 2 hours to food prep anymore. Like it's boom, boom, boom. I got my chicken in the crock pot over here. That's cooking all day. Doesn't need my attention at all. How long does it take to brown up some beef or whatever's on your meal plan? So I would be happy to give you tips on your specific meal plan to expedite the prepping. And I tried because I know your schedule. I know your resistance and your obstacles. I tried to make it very easy. And like in my video, there's already pre-cut chicken you can buy for like chicken kebabs. Like Aldi's is the best. Aldi's is my friend. I love Aldi's. And I don't know if you have an Aldi's where you're at, but any kind of a food for less, whatever, they have so much more good stuff than they used to. I used to shop food for less, and it had just crap food, but I couldn't afford anything else. So it was just what I bought. So, but they have organic things now at Aldi's, frozen cooked shrimp. Already done for you. Just thaw it out, put it out the night before, thaw it out over some cool water the next day. Like I try to think of how do I get from point A to point B in the least amount of steps as possible. And what can I do Can I do that? And that be left over there for a little while, and then I can do this. So I kind of prioritize what food takes more of my attention and time. And I say, okay, that's what I'm getting, but what can I do around me that can start on the other things, boiling water for pasta or whatever. And a lot of it can be, I think one of you guys has like, oh, there goes my psycho light. One of you has like a tortilla. Those are already done. I usually, if I have any kind of a vegetable, as long as it doesn't spoil very quickly, prepped out, I just put it in a container all prepped out, and then I can weigh it maybe as I go, or I pre-weigh it and put it in a food prep container. So Amazon's got the food prep containers. Those are going to definitely be necessary for you to get. And you can do 3 days. If you can get more, if you cooked more, you'll get better at gauging how much food gets you this far. You know, I mean, people just, and my parents and like any guests that we ever had at our house, they see me like cooking. They're just looking at me like, dear God, how much are you cooking for? And I'm like, oh, we're not going to eat all this at once. Like, but why am I cooking it every single time I want it? Like, you think ahead, bulk, you need a bulk cook. And with 3 people, I'm telling your little boy, he'll probably eat. I don't know if he's a picky eater, but like if he is a picky eater, then you've got this short list of things that you could even prep out for him.
Mhm.
I mean, saving time and that, and your husband's going to have to navigate his own ship. Okay. He's going to have to take some control over what he wants. His taquitos, if he wants his taquitos, then let him have his taquitos. That's fine. More power to you. Guess what? It's still going to take him longer to heat up the oven and put the taquitos in it than it is for you to grab your meal out of your fridge and nuke it. You're like, oh, I'm done. You're going to be done eating by the time he gets his taquitos out of the oven. Okay. And your son's going to be like, I'm all done. What if it's taking so long, Dad? And then you're going to be like, see, food prep's not that bad. Saves a lot of time, saves a lot of frustration, and it saves your life. And I know I'm kind of making jokes, but you have to do this. There's no option. So I support you. You got support, girl. You may not have it where you want it, but you have support. And everyone's kind of in this boat of, I have another gal, she's not on here. She's like, I don't food prep. I'm like, well, you will. I'm like, that's not a growth mindset statement. How about a good quality I'm learning is food prepping. I mean, that is true. You know, just lean into it. Don't beat yourself up over mistakes or seasoning something crappy. I mean, just learn like, okay, that was bad, or that was way too much pepper, or, you know, if you like hot sauce, that goes on everything. I mean, I know people that put hot sauce on everything, like their oatmeal, everything. Ugh, I can't do that. I can't do that. And think of it as also, it's a form of self-care. You guys are taking time out for you, preparing something that you know is going to get your goal, get you to where you want to go. And there's a sacrifice with doing that and not doing that. So you just have to pick which sacrifice do you want to make. And we already know what the sacrifices that you're making now are. And that's why we're here. They're not worth it. It's not worth it. So, and I said in the video, and I just try and really embrace it, lean into it, and know that prepping food is very therapeutic. And I feel so good after I have all my meals. It's so pretty. I don't know if you guys ever watch these organizational videos. I do. I'm weird. But like on TikTok and things, like my daughter, she loves seeing this woman. She just takes and she refills all of these containers and fills them all the way to the top of the laundry detergent and this. And it's so satisfying. That is kind of me. I get gratification out of that, where it's like, there's my meal. I worked hard on that, and you're going to enjoy it. And you're going to eat it all because you're like, I worked hard for that meal. I'm not going to just leave it there, and I'm going to eat it all, because what that food is doing for you is getting you one step closer to where you want to be. And so that momentum that you're going to start gaining is going to start snowballing, and it's going to become easier. I promise it's going to become easier. And like you said, yeah, I made it look easy. I've been prepping food 7 years, and I don't even think about it anymore. My kids, they don't even, they're like, well, she's just doing what she does. They're like, do you have any prep? My daughter, she'll ask me, do you have any prepped meals? Because I'm hungry. I'm like, yeah, it's in the freezer. And she just eats it. She's like, oh, good. You have the chicken and sweet potato meal. I love that meal. She makes it and she eats it. And I'm like, your son is young enough. You
Yeah.
can make this his world and he won't know the difference. Your kids
Yep.
are too, Cassie. Like my kids, when they got older, I put them to work. I'm like, you're over there. Careful with your fingers. You're over here. All right, son, I need you to salt and pepper. And I'd show them how to salt and pepper every single piece of chicken. I'm like, do it just like that. And no, it wasn't perfect. And they loved it. They're like, oh, we're helping mom. This is so fun. She's going to love, we're going to make her so proud. And they love doing that stuff. And plus I had help. I'm like, this is sweet. I should have done this sooner. I mean, really. And they learned to cook. I can't tell you how many men I know don't freaking cook.
Yep.
The next person, if that ever happens, which I'm telling you, it is going to be a snowball chance in hell to ever become a partner with somebody else. But that is one of my number one requirements. The way to my heart, you cook for me and you cook clean, good food.
That's the thing, right? So
Yeah.
my husband cooks and he cooks well, but he doesn't always cook clean, or it's what's easy, I'm not, measurements don't exist. Like I
Right.
just cook for taste. Well, that's great because it tastes good, but it's
Yeah.
not always what's necessary. So
Yes. And there's a balance.
Yeah.
There's a balance. A lot of people don't want to go like, so I have a client and her husband cooks. I'm so jealous of all these, like, I'm like, that would be so cool. I don't care if it's crap food. At that point, I was like, just somebody who would like know where shit is in the kitchen. Okay. Just don't ask me one more time where the can opener is. All right. Learn your kitchen. So, but her husband, part of the problem is, and she uses him as an excuse, and that's where we're at. That's just get real here is, well, he likes to use whole cream instead of half and half for his lobster bisque. And he's a foodie. And it's like, you can be a foodie and you can find ways to stay lean and mean. I'm telling you, if where there is a will, there is a way. So if you have a will to eat good, clean, feel good, it is the feeling you guys are going to feel that will drive you to eat the clean. There will be times maybe you go off of your meal plan down the road and you're just like, I'm so ready to get back to my routine. I had a client come back from a long trip, 6-day trip, and she's texting me as she's on her trip. Oh my God, I can't wait to get back. Oh my gosh. And then she's texting me a picture of her food, her clean food. She's like back on track. And she's just like so happy to be home prepping her food because of how well it made her feel. She was bloated. She's like, I bet I was carrying 5 pounds of water weight alone. And that you feel like you're wearing a water suit, like just carbs, that makes you hold an abundance of carbs, not carbs in general, but an abundance of carbs will make you feel like you're holding a lot of water. So carbs are not bad. We just need to have the right amount of carbs and the clean carbs, So what my hope is for you, Jennifer, and your husband is that you're going to just take total ownership of your journey and you're going to be doing these things. And then I really hope that inspires him, because when you take ownership of your fitness and your health, that is sexy. That is very appealing. At least it is for me. And honestly, I think in general, it is, sometimes it can upset your partner because then they're like, well, no, I don't have a buddy to eat crappy food with me.
Yeah.
Now I feel bad about myself because I'm eating this crap food and you're not, and you're like looking pretty damn good over there. Like I'm not feeling very good about myself. And that might happen. But if he loves you and wants the best for you, then he's gonna he'll come along. Men just take
Yeah.
a little bit longer.
Mhm.
They happen. It happens. It happens. And if it doesn't, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
Yep.
If it doesn't happen, but I guarantee you will find the time. Once you realize what this does for you, you are going to find the time. So 2 hours, just find 2 hours on Sunday that you're going to dedicate and write it in your calendar. That's one thing I'm learning. I did a video the other day of 10 habits of successful people. And guess what was on that list? Time management. Okay. I'm like, hit me between the eyes. That is a big one. Setting goals is a big one. Like, what do we want? Setting goals, not just with what we want to lose, but short term, I want to get all my meals prepped for the next 2 days. That's a goal.
Mhm.
And in the mornings, I hope you guys have been journaling. If not, it might be something you consider getting up another 10 minutes early to do, because it's changed my life. And I'm not a journaler. I don't do that. I try to become more of that and more of a reader because I know what it does for me, but I'm just not naturally like that. But it helps get my mindset the way it needs to be for my day, because there's stuff that hits me in my day that takes me out of alignment, and I don't like it. And I started off so good, but I can't imagine if I didn't start off in a good spot, how bad I would be pulled out of alignment at that point. So I always try to get my alignment right in the morning, and I remind myself of my goals, because when it gets hard, you want to give up. You want to stop. You want to be like, it's not for me. This is just, I'll be fine. We'll be fine. Maybe next month or whatever. And we start talking ourselves out of it. No. You're here for a reason. You invested in this for a reason. What you gave me for payment for this is what's going to keep you showing up. That was for you, for your commitment level. You're not going to waste that. It's hard earned. Don't waste it. And it's when you move through those difficult times, that is going to build that neural pathway to where you're going to move through those forms of resistance quicker and easier the next time you come up against, and it will happen. It's not a matter on if, it's when it will happen. There are going to be this roller coaster of emotions of quitting. I know I've been there. I'm like, oh, I can't. I've got all these kids. I've got work. I got these 2 dogs. I just moved. There were a bazillion things that I had to use as a reason not to do this. And then every call, every week, I have made every single call for my coach. And it boosts me so much. I'm like, yes, I can do this. I am not behind. You guys are not behind. You sent me your check-in. You are just fine. We are getting momentum. And so it's going to take different time frames for everyone to absorb their food plan, go shopping for it, find the time to stick it in there. And if you're like, just reach out to me. Like, don't suffer silently. Don't freak out alone. Just reach out. And I don't care how like bad it is. Like, just, I can talk you off the ledge because I've been there. And so just hang in there. You can do this. This is not impossible. With a lot of kids, an unsupportive spouse, had all of that. And so navigating that, I tell you what, it almost fueled me to do it more. I'm kind of one of those people that like, I want to prove you wrong.
Mhm.
You're like, oh yeah, you don't think I can do this?
Mhm.
Watch me.
Mhm.
All right. Not only am I going to do this, but I am going to sign up for a bodybuilding show, and I am going to get my pro card, and I am going to homeschool my children, and I am going to keep the house up to speed, and I'm going to be a homemaker and do all that thing, and I'm going to train my clients and grow my business. Watch me. That freaking fueled me, and I did it. So leverage it. Leverage that. And I have a feeling you're kind of like that too. So managing your time, putting it in your calendar, whether you have a old school handwritten one, which I know so many people still do that. I use my phone. I have alarms. I have second alarms. I have everything goes off on this dang phone. and my watch. Like there's no reason for me to forget anything. And I still do. I just screwed something up this morning with my schedule and I beat myself up over it. And that's the thing is you beat yourself up over screwing up. And it's like, everyone's human. We're going to make mistakes. And I wish I could give myself the same amount of grace as I give everybody else. I am one of the most gracious people that I know. I mean, can darn near do anything and I will forgive you. And I will move past it and not hold anything against you and just be like, you know what? I'm an empath. I think of everybody as like, everyone's doing their best. I see the good in everyone. Everyone's capable of doing this. And do I offer that to myself as much as I should? No. Leah, why'd you forget that? I can't believe you did that. I can't believe you didn't put that in your calendar. What kind of mother are you? What kind of partner are you? Why didn't you do this? And I'm like, hello, Leah, calm down. Would you say this to somebody else? No. So why do we do that to ourselves? I know, right? So that positive self-talk journal, you keep that, print that out. What I do, I have it here. Every day I have a journal and that's the first thing I journal is I pick 2 of those and I start my journal off that way. And I just remind myself that I'm doing good. And even if I'm not doing good on something, I can at least say, I learned from this mistake. That's the growth mindset. That's where we move through these blocks and these obstacles of resistance. Just let yourself off the hook a little bit, but still holding yourself accountable. It's a balance. It's still holding yourself to a standard where you're not going to give yourself excuses to get out of it. And yeah, Cassie's, she's like, yeah. So I know that the meal plans, it's going to take probably about a 2-week period of time to get fully in the groove of your plan, to be able to say, I executed an entire day of my meals. And that was another thing I want everybody to understand is that what I wrote you is 1 day of food. And you repeat that day. It's not meal 1 is day 1 and you only have that. Meal 2 is day 2. No, this is an entire day. And I know for some, it's like, oh my gosh, this is a lot. But guess what? Clean food, you can eat so much of it. And it fills you. It doesn't make you more hungry. I know when I eat dirty carbs, and I do every once in a while, I'll grab a whole bag of chips and go not realize I'm down at the bottom of it. And then I'm like full, but I'm still hungry.
Mhm.
Ever feel that way? You're like,
Oh, yeah.
I don't feel satisfied at all. And then
Yep.
guess what? You're looking for other stuff and you're so full and you're like, I'm going to throw up, but why do I feel this way? That's why. It's carbs. Dirty carbs make us want more carbs and crave that. So what you're getting, believe everybody has carbs written in their meal, is high in fiber. Fiber makes you feel satisfied and it helps you poop. Let's just talk about that for a second. I don't know about you guys, but I wasn't having regular bowel movements daily. That's a problem. If you're not, we need to change that. And so you're going to feel so much better in the gut, and your gut is your second brain. Nothing goes right if your gut is not right. You can have leaky gut, you can have irritable bowel, you can have an allergy to something, you can have a sensitivity to something. I know basically everybody's sensitivities and things, and I don't believe I wrote that on your plan. I'm sure you tell me if I did by mistake, but this is keeping things very, very simple. And staying on this meal plan is going to also help us collectively, you, me, partner, to know what's working, what's not working. If you only follow your plan 50% of it, and then you're like, I'm just not getting the results that I, wanted to get. And I'll be like, well, Are you doing the plan? Well, like some days, yeah, some days not. And I'm like, well, until that happens, I can't give you any advice. I can't guide you in any way. This is our foundation on everything when it comes to even working out. I didn't send you guys those things yet because this is this not the hardest part that everybody tells me? They're like, I can work out, I can be active and do all those things. You know, that's not rocket science, but the food,
Right.
what do I do? Right? So what do? We avoid it because it's hard. And we're like, yeah, but we know it's the most effective thing that we put in our body.
Mhm.
So let's move through the resistance together and move towards mastering that. You'll never have it mastered. I don't want to give you that expectation, but let's move towards executing that 95% of the time. And if there's a meal that you're like, I just cannot get this meal in at this time, it's just a really wonky time of day, we need to change this up, it's just really difficult, I have nowhere to warm something up, or something weird is happening, we change that. We can adjust that. So I can't adjust things. We don't know if they don't work if you don't do them, you know, so execute them, plan, just get it in your mind that you're like, this is my meals, and don't judge it. Don't be like, well, I wasn't hungry for it. Eat it anyway. Eat it anyway. Do your best. And don't back yourself up to where you have one thing in the morning and you don't have another thing for 6 more hours and you're like, oh my God, I'm behind. And you're eating 3 meals at one time. Trust me, I've done it. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so full. But I need to get my calories in. I need to get all my macros in. Don't do that. It might happen and you might be in that situation, but at least you know what it feels like to not do it again. A lot of this is sifting and sorting of what we don't like, and getting backed up in your meals kind of is not fun. And then you're eating like at midnight a meal. You're like, oh my God. So try to set your alarm every 3 hours. Get up at a decent time. If you sleep in one Saturday, I have gotten up at 6 a.m. to drink a protein shake and go back to bed. I did that because my coach was like, well, if this is what you want, this is what you have to do. If you don't get your calories in and tell your body, this is what you're going to get every single day, I can't cut you, meaning I can't take anything away and your body respond the way I need it to respond, because you weren't giving it to your body to begin with. So say she took that meal in the beginning away, but I wasn't eating it anyway. Do you think there's going to be any change in my body? No. So that's why we have to get these in. It's not going to be based at first, especially, it's not going to be based on hunger. Because I'm telling you, some of you don't get hungry at all. They're like, oh, before I knew it was 8 o'clock, I hadn't had anything today. I was like, oh my gosh, I would be so angry. I would be taking heads. My kids would be running. Like, there was no way I could do that. But some do, because they have slowed their metabolism down so much, it doesn't ask for anything. So we have to ramp you up. We give your body food. And then after you do that for a length of time, it's going to be like, oh, cool. She's like giving us some food, like all the time. Like, we can do this. Like, we can burn. Let's go. And your metabolism starts chugging along, you know, and then you don't. And you don't do that for a long time. It's like, you don't know when you're going to get your next meal. Better slow down. And then your body goes into fat storage mode, because it's just surviving, because it has no idea when it's going to get its next meal. And that's what your brain, if your body had that narrative, that's what it would be saying. So it's so important. Those meals have purpose. We are eating for purpose, not for pleasure. And I say that loosely. Yes, we want it to be pleasurable, but that's going to come with you preparing your food the way you want it. And you can't blame it on anybody else. Well, it was too dry. He cooked it too long. It was overcooked, so I didn't eat it. You cook it and you make sure it's the way you want it. Sample it a little when you're starting off, you know, be like, okay, do I like that seasoning? Sample it, make sure it's good. I'm going to send you guys a really great prepping video, and it can apply to a lot of things, but I did a whole video on sweet potato because it's taken me very long to perfect these sweet potatoes in a way, because I don't do it the mashed way. You know, you could, that's what you like, you could do it, that's easy. But I do it like this, and I prep it raw and I cook half of it, and then I distribute it amongst my meals. And then I have all of this gallon baggie of raw chopped up sweet potato. So when that becomes low, when I'm through my third day, just throw that in the skillet. You know, like you can prep. So you're going to learn different tricks, but you're never going to learn how it works for you if you don't dive in. But dive in full bore, just go for it. Okay. It's going to all come together and gel together. I promise. And I will give you every tip and idea that I have. I've done a lot of different things. I have put protein in anything. Just drink it straight. Like you can get your protein in. And you know, there was a surprise on how much protein like you need to have in a day. And that is the one macronutrient that is not going to make you gain body fat. And it's more satiating, meaning it satisfies you more. And it keeps that lean muscle mass that you have. We can't drop body weight in a fast way, because if you do, it's more likely maybe some body fat, but it's a lot of muscle. And I'm going to send you this document or this picture also of what 1 pound of body fat looks like compared to 1 pound of muscle. And it's very different. So we're not going to get all weird about the number on the scale either. Okay. So I want to reposition your guys' mindset on some of this stuff, because it's going to be freeing to you, and you're not going to feel just defeated and unempowered, because we're taking that power back. And you're very capable, and your lifestyle is very possible to fit this into your lifestyle. You just got to want it bad enough. Okay, enough of the soapbox. I know we only have a couple minutes left. You guys probably have to go, but is there anything that you need anything of? Questions, comments, observations, anything? What's going through your minds right now? Are you guys like,
Trying to absorb it all.
Yeah.
how do you feel? Are you feeling like, okay, I can do this?
I'm ready.
All right, I can do this. Hey man, post all your victories, your struggles in the group, because I guarantee you're not the only one experiencing this, and you guys are going to be each other's support. And that was one thing that Jennifer, I remember you telling me, like when you went to the group thing that you did a while ago, like if you didn't show up, people were like calling you, texting you, like, where are you? Well, did you get your meal prep done today? I mean, this is part of the accountability. You guys to each other, like you're all here for the same reason, different goal, same reason. You want something different, and this is how you get that. I have total faith in you guys. I get the overwhelm, but that's where the time management thing comes in, and you find the time. Busy people get things done. Busier people get things done. It's the people that don't have jobs or any person other than themselves to take care of, that they are the laziest, most procrastinating people on the planet. And it's like, how did you not get this done today? I gave you one job, and it's still not done, you know. And us mamas, give me another thing. I got this. You got this. Can get this done. And you'll be like, okay, all the time I put here is going to save you time over here. Because you're making food one way or another, right?
Right.
You're going to the grocery store and walking through those aisles and grabbing stuff off the shelves anyway. We're just changing what we grab, right? And then you can also, I know Hy-Vee and some of those higher end grocery stores will even dice and prep some of the food for you for a penny.
Right.
I always am like, I'll do that myself. Oh my gosh, that's too expensive. It killed me. I was like, I'm not gonna get that pre-stuff. No, I'll just do it myself. And I find a better way to do it. I like my way best.
Mhm.
I'm just kind of particular about that. And definitely incorporate kids. If they can do any of it with you, do that. It's very helpful. Or your partner, I mean, give it a shot. See if he'll do it with you. You're like, oh, I so need your help. Okay, this is what I need. This is all I need you to do. Just cut this just like this. And then before you know it, he's food prepping with you. And I'm like, what just happened there? Oh, you food prepped with me for like 2 hours.
Yeah,
Can trick them.
believe me, I plan on it.
There you go. Well, if you guys don't have anything, I'll let you go and I'll send the recording because sometimes I listen to the recordings that I even was on just to give me a boost in the middle of the week too. So, but I'm here and you can reach out anytime if you guys have any issue or concern diving into this, anything that needs adjusted, we can do that.
All right.
You got it, guys. All right, well, go get them.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.